You up to date on some of the latest breaking news stories that are currently happening within the news cycle, and also make you aware of some things that are happening local to me here in the Greenville, South Carolina market. So we'll start with the Hurricane Laura that is intensifying to be extremely dangerous. And Category 4 will be the status before landfall, potentially up to Category 5. Now, this is expected to hit the Louisiana and Texas area overnight, and they say that storm surge could be deadly. So a very unfortunate situation. They say if you don't evacuate, you are putting your life at risk. So make sure that you are aware of what is going to be happening as it relates to that. Mike Pence, Kellyanne Conway are talking as night 3 of the Republican National Convention continues. Also, Kayleigh McEnany, White House press secretary, is also expected to speak. Jacob Blake was shot, and Biden condemns the shooting. Harris is saying that Pence is nothing but lies at the RNC. So they're making everything political, it seems, right now, which is per usual as it relates to politicians. So it is expected. The satellite view of the hurricane is very broad. There's a very large system there, as you could expect, and those updates will continue to come out of Louisiana as well as Texas heading into the overnight hours. If you know someone in that area, make sure that you are telling them to go ahead and evacuate, because you certainly wouldn't want them to be in any type of harm's way. In addition to that, wanted to make you aware of some stories happening local to me. Schools in Greenville County, which is the largest district in South Carolina, are going back to school 1 day a week right now, but will begin 2 days a week beginning after September 7th, which of course is Labor Day. The reason they are allowed to go back to 2 is because the spread rate is considered medium, as determined by South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. There is, however, an allotted number of students that are allowed in each classroom, and that number is expected to be exceeded if changes do not happen. So it won't be surprising to you after watching this video that your child's color group may change because the last names were not calculated correctly for a 2-day option for some particular teachers. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know that 100%, but I talked to many teachers who say that they will have students more than the allotted number in that classroom that is allowed by local health leaders and the district. So it's something to monitor for sure. Greenville County Schools has an all-virtual program for students who opt to stay at home and not go in person at all. The program is working for some who are really enjoying it. They say they have great teachers who are remarkable and providing a quality education. Others say that it is not working at all. Parents are frustrated, they tell me, and they say that some links do not work, that YouTube is teaching their children instead of a teacher. So there is some issues with the virtual program in Greenville County Schools. I predict it is safe to assume that. So, and I predict also that the issue will intensify if something doesn't get done about it. So if you're having technical issues or something related to that, reach out to the administrator for the grade level if your child is in the virtual program, or if you're having technological failures, call 355-HELP, and that's 355-4357, and they can get you up to date on how to work the devices and use different softwares. Turning back to some stories that are happening at the national level, since I know many of you are watching tonight from out of South Carolina, outside of that state, I wanted to make you aware of some other stories as well. According to Fox News, the big story is the RNC Night 3, which is featuring the Vice President. And also, as I mentioned earlier, Kayleigh McEnany will be there to speak. However, she's going to be talking about her personal story, and that all begins at 10 o'clock, live coverage on CBS. So if you're interested in watching that, you can watch that at 10 o'clock on CBS. President Trump says that he wants exams before debates with Biden. So he's calling for that. LeBron James and others are reacting to boycotts over the Jacob Blake shooting. And I'm told that some sporting events have been postponed as a result. Ben Carson is expected to speak at the Republican National Convention. Ted Cruz says that he wasn't invited to participate, and he's a little disheartened as a result of that. The CDC is revising guidance on testing asymptomatic people. They are now saying you should not get a test unless you show symptoms. The White House has been accused of pushing that guidance from the CDC. The CDC says the White House had no involvement in that decision. However, it was later revealed that the White House Coronavirus Task Force was behind that, according to CBS News. So there's a lot of things happening, and I will be sure to keep you up to date here, as well as my other social media channels. This evening, I was testing out a new tool. We are live on HAPS, which allows me to stream to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope, as well as the HAPS platform, all at the same time. So I'm enjoying the system so far. Send me a message and let me know what you think about it. But right after this broadcast, I will be live on Instagram. I hope you'll join me. My username is jgosnellnews, and I will be live again right after this broadcast. And then immediately following Instagram, I will be live on TikTok, also at jgosnellnews. I hope that you all stay safe and healthy. Thank you so much for watching me, and I will see you